Hi, I'm Scott Stiles, General Manager of Wichita Burner, right here in beautiful downtown Wichita. I know how important it is to be on a winning team. My winning team of Jim Myers, Ashley Jansen, and Jeff Markowitz are here every day to provide you with the best customer service for your boiler and burner needs. On behalf of our team, we want to wish you and your team the best of luck at this year's 85th annual NBC World Series. And welcome to Wichita.
What do you see? I see my daughter, a strong and independent woman, a skilled expert, living her life, and an inspiration to others. What do you see?
Learn from Lucy, come to you. I heard the laughing. Learn from Lucy, come to you. I'm someone like you. Na 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 na. I'm going to Wichita. I'm going to Wichita. I'm going to Wichita. And I'm going to Wichita.
Learn more at visitwichita.com.
What do you see? I see a new day. To continue my journey, riding towards my goal, to create the life I've always wanted. I do what it takes, and now I ride to my dream job. What do you see?
More sunshine expected out at the ballpark this evening. Happy Monday. I'm Storm Track 3 meteorologist TJ Springer. A mix of clouds and sunshine through the evening, but hot and humid conditions on deck. So make sure you are staying hydrated out there. When you factor in the moisture in the air, most likely going to feel closer to the triple digits. We'll fall back into the lower 80s through the evening. Partially clear conditions expected. Maybe a spotty shower or a thunderstorm as we head through the overnight. A 10% chance of that. Not very great at all, but still may want to pack the umbrella in the rain gear just in case. But I think a better chance going to stay just to the west of us. Have a great night out at Eck and stay safe.
And we welcome you back to Eck Stadium. We apologize for the lack of commentary in the first couple of innings. So far, the Cheney Diamond Dogs lead the Texas Express 4-1. A matchup of two teams at the opposite sides of Pool A. Cheney coming in with a 2-0 record in the pool with impressive wins over Seattle, a 5-4 win there, and an 8-5 win over the San Diego Waves. As for the Texas Express, they come in with an 0-2 record, a -3 run differential, with losses to the San Diego Waves, a 3-2 loss, and a 2-0 loss to the Seattle Studs. First pitch is in there for a strike. The Dogs put one more up on the top of the third. We come back out here in the bottom of the third. At the plate for the Texas Express is number 3, Ryan Idiz. Swing and a miss. This one just outside. That's strike 3 and another strikeout there. Now stepping in for the Express, number 23, the shortstop, Josh Rodriguez. Hunter O'Toole is going to fire and deliver. This one bunted down the third base line. Grabbed just foul by the third baseman, Dodge. Probably would have been safe had that been fair, but he'll have to line up and try it again. O'Toole fairly successful so far in this game. Only allowed 1 hit, 1 run, and has 2 strikeouts when facing 10 batters. He fires and delivers. This one's going to be just outside for a ball. Rodriguez was lined up for the bunt the whole time, pulled back at the last second. Rodriguez steps back in. And O'Toole is going to fire and deliver. This one hits the strike zone for strike 2, and we await the 1-2 count. Been pretty typical this week to see most of these pitchers with a fastball anywhere between 85, 87 up to 95 with some pitchers. This one kind of a slow bouncer up the middle. It's thrown to the first baseman and out. A 4-3 put out for the Cheney Diamond Dogs. Gets them 2 outs on the scoreboard. Now stepping in for the Texas Express is number 2, O.J. Oluruntamelahan. Oh for 1 on the day so far for O.J. A strikeout in his first at-bat. That came in the first inning. First pitch was a ball. Here comes the 1-0 count. Swings and misses. O'Toole's already got 2 strikeouts. The 1-1 count. O'Toole winds and delivers. This one's hit to the shortstop. Rambush has it, tosses it over to Miller, and that records the 3rd out for the Cheney Diamond Dogs. So after 3 full innings, Cheney 4, Texas 1. You're listening to the NBC World Series live stream presented by Park City, Kansas. Visit Park City's website at parkcityks.com.
No one should live a life burdened with type 1 diabetes. And the day is coming when nobody will, because we're here to cure it. And we're working to improve the lives of those affected by this relentless disease today by finding new therapies and advancing them to market, by advocating for greater access and better choices, by deepening our understanding of the disease. At JDRF, we're fighting T1D. We're making life better for those who live with it while creating a world without it.
And we welcome you back to X Stadium. Going into the fourth inning of play in our first game of the day. Already at day 5 of championship week of the 85th annual NBC World Series, powered by Westar Energy. Like we said as we first came in, Cheney looked impressive in their first couple of games. A big win against the Seattle Studs, who of course come in every year as a potential favorite to win it all. But Cheney, after a outstanding year in the Sunflower Collegiate League, come in looking pretty good, able to get a couple of grind them out wins, both being 1 to 2 run games. So we have a penalty ball as the pitcher took too long to deliver. So Wallace will be up on the mound and prepare for the next pitch. This one's in for a strike. Brings the count to 1-1 after the penalty ball. Batting for the Cheney Diamond Dogs is number 2, Ethan Ruiz. This pitch is far outside, 2-1 count. Ruiz digs in again. And Wallace is going to wind and deliver. This one bounces in for a 3-1 count now. Cheney's done a good job in this tournament thus far, recording walks when they can. The next pitch is low for ball 4, and Ruiz will take first base. Now stepping in for the Cheney Diamond Dogs, number 24, Wade Rayburn. Texas already on their second pitcher of the day, as Wallace only made it 2 innings after allowing 2 hits, 3 runs, and having 1 walk and 1 strikeout. So Labby starts it off with a strike. Labby's pitched 1 full inning, allowed 1 hit, 1 run, and given up 4 walks. Labby winds and delivers this one far outside. Brings the count to 1-1. Labby gives a couple of peers over to first base. And he looks in and delivers the pitch. Runner goes, and he's going to be unopposed on his way to second base. Ball was in for a strike, which brings the count to 1-2. This NBC World Series has found its fair share of stolen bases, especially with some of these teams from the Sunflower Collegiate League. We've seen it all summer long. They like to steal bases, they like to play aggressive, and Cheney's one of the best at doing it. So Rayburn stands in there for the 1-2 count. The pitch delivered, sent right back up the middle. This will not score one as they hold Ruiz at third. A nice piece of hitting by Wade Rayburn, sending one right past the pitcher and up the hole in the middle. So batting next for the Cheney Diamond Dogs, number 8, Cheney Dodge. He gives Rayburn a look at first. And the pitch. This one driven towards the shortstop. Picked up. They send it home for the tag and play at the plate, and they get him. Nice play by Joshua Rodriguez to fire it home to Erickson, who was ready for the tag. Like I said a couple moments ago, Cheney likes to play aggressive, and that's the risk they take when doing that. So now there's one out, runners on first and second. And stepping up to bat now is number 7, Kyler Castillo. Castillo is 2 for 2 on the day with 2 runs scored and an RBI. He's batting .286 in the tournament thus far. Here comes the pitch. Kind of hints at a bunt, doesn't like the pitch, and pulls back. That's ball 1. There is an arm warming up in the Texas Express bullpen. Not quite sure how much longer we'll see Labby in this game. He looks in there, gives a peer to second base, and fires the 1-0 count. Both runners go. Catcher fires to second base, and they say he is safe. Nice piece of running there by Cheney Dodge. So now runners at second and third with 1 out, taking the easier double play opportunity out of the question. Was a ball, so it's a 2-0 count now. Here comes the pitch. This one looks good, and it is. Strike 1. Castillo stands in with a 2-1 count. Runners on second and third, 1 out. Cheney's already up 4-1. A base hit might score 2. He gets wood on the bat, but this one is going to be foul over towards the first base grandstands. Castillo having a nice day so far. A base hit might make him 3 for 3 with 3 RBIs. 2-2 count, and the pitch. This one's driven out towards center field, and Diaz took a couple steps in, and he's going to pay for that one. This one rolls to the wall. 2 Dogs are going to score, and Castillo is going to have a stand-up double. He's now 3 for 3 on the day with 3 RBIs, and the Cheney Diamond Dogs lead 5-1, 6-1. And this might bring a meeting at the mound to bring a new arm in for the Texas Express. Labby has pitched 1 1/3 inning with 3 hits allowed, 3 runs allowed, all 3 of those being earned, and giving up 4 walks. He has not had any strikeouts thus far. A nice hack by number 20, Tristan Kennard, up at the plate now, but this one goes right through, and it's an 0-1 count. Here comes the pitch. This one, nice wood on this one. Diaz kind of takes a couple steps in. It's going to have to be the shortstop who comes and gets it. Joshua Rodriguez makes a nice play out in shallow center field. It was Diaz on that last play who took a couple steps in and got burnt towards right center field, allowing 2 runs to score for Cheney. So now stepping in for the Cheney Diamond Dogs is number 30, Andrew Miller. Miller is 0 for 1 on the day with a run scored and 1 walk. Here's the pitch by Labby. This one inside and low for ball 1. Labby's got a pretty impressive changeup. His fastball ranges anywhere from 87 to 92, and his fastball is a little bit of a, or his changeup is a little bit of a faster changeup, getting in the 78 to 80 range. We have seen him here in the last batter to start to slow his pitches down a little bit. His highest in the past 2 or 3 batters has been 85 as opposed to his 89 he was hitting just at the beginning of this inning. So a 2-0 count to Miller. And Labby's going to take a couple of extra seconds after looking out to second. Here comes the pitch. This one right down the middle. for strike one. Miller steps in. Labby gets a peek to second base and look towards home. And he steps off once again. Castillo doing a nice job at second base to kind of stay in his head. Here comes the pitch. And this one a tad bit low. Now 3-1 count with 2 outs. One runner on. He's at second base. That's Kyler Castillo, fresh off a 2 RBI double. Here comes the pitch. This one's high. And Andrew Miller will get his second walk of the afternoon. So runners at first and second. That's Miller at first after the walk. And Kyler Castillo at second. Now stepping in for Cheney is Blake Rambush. Rambush has a walk so far today. Here comes the pitch. Just outside. Ball 1. That pitch at 79. Labby trying to slow it down a little bit, see if he can get Rambush to kind of jump the gun a little bit and swing through one. Looks at second base. Castillo hopping around out there. And he's going to step off once again. Castillo doing a nice job to stay in Labby's head and kind of force him to think about it while he's sitting there on the mound. Still have an arm warming up in the Texas Express bullpen. Here comes the pitch. This one's low for ball 2. The arm warming up in the Express bullpen has slowed down a little bit. He still remains on the mound throwing a pitch every once in a while. It looks like he could be warm and ready to go at any time. 2-0 count. Here comes the pitch, and this one is outside and bouncing into the catcher Erickson for ball 3. Cheney does a nice job of making you pay for the walks you allow. They're one pitch away from a bases loaded situation. On deck is their catcher, number 10, Grayson Pinkett. And he'll come up to bat after ball 4 against Blake Rambush. So the bases are loaded for the Diamond Dogs. Pinkett comes up and digs in. He is 0 for 1 on the day, but he also has a walk to show for it. A little meeting at the mound between Labby and Erickson. The arm out at the Texas Express bullpen remains to not throw a pitch. It's been a good couple of minutes since he's fired one. So Labby looks in. Bases loaded around him. Gives a peer to second base. Receives the sign from the catcher. Peers up at third base for a second. Looks home, and he delivers. This one is low for ball 1. With every pitch Labby throws, his velocity falls just a little bit more. That pitch, 82 mile an hour. The 1-0 pitch. This one's outside for ball 2. On deck for Cheney is number 35, Micah Grover. Grover is the DH today. He does play first base and catcher for Cheney. Grover's 0 for 2 on the day thus far. The 2-0 pitch. This one inside a little bit, but still over the plate for a strike. A 2-1 count now. Pinkett looking for his first hit of the game. The pitch is in and outside for ball 3. And the Dogs are 1 ball away from another run scoring. Should we reach that point, our run rule in this tournament is 10-run lead after 5 innings, 8-run lead after 7 innings. Cheney currently leads by 5. This one is outside for ball 4, and Cheney's going to score one via walk. So Castillo comes around to eventually score, bringing him up to 3 for 3 on the day with 3 RBIs and 3 runs scored. An impressive outing by the 3-hole hitter thus far. And the Express manager makes the long walk out from the dugout. He made a glimpse towards the bullpen, and that's where he'll go. So a new arm will come on for the Express. Labby ends his time in. Pitches just 1 2/3 innings. Allows 3 hits, 4 runs, all 4 of them being earned. Most of that due to 7 walks in his 14 batters faced. So we currently sit in the top of the 4th inning. The Dawgs leading 7-1 after that walk. Due up next for Cheney will be Micah Grover, the designated hitter for them today. And if he is able to make it on base, digging in for the second time this inning will be Ethan Ruiz. Ruiz got things started in this inning with a walk. And now pitching for the Texas Express is number 16, Julian Garcia. Garcia is a freshman at Alvin Community College. Stands 6'4", weighing 210 pounds, from Houston, Texas. The right-hander hopes to help the Express out and get out of this inning. We peer over to the Cheney bullpen, and they also have an arm getting ready. O'Toole pitching pretty well thus far. He's pitched 3 full innings, allowed 1 hit and 1 run. That run was unearned. He struck out 2 of the 12 batters he has faced. The warming up out in the right field bullpen for Cheney does not look super serious, as it's just currently catch between the pitcher and catcher. The catcher just now getting gear on and getting down into his stance. That change could be happening sooner rather than later. Likely, how this inning ends up for Cheney will affect whether they bring him in or not. So we're ready to continue the inning. Garcia stands up on the bump, looking down into Micah Grover, who digs in from the right-handed batter's box. Grover 0 for 2 for the day. Definitely not what you want out of your designated hitter, but one nice swing of the bat here could change all of that. And Garcia steps off. Peers in towards home. Receives the sign from his catcher, and he steps off once again after peering out at second base. With the way it looked like he was warming up out there, it's very possible he is still a little shaky on whether he was ready to come in or not. Here comes his first delivery. This one looks like it almost caught corner, but not quite. Ball 1. So he returns to the pitcher's mound. And he looks in, bases loaded around him. Micah Grover staring him in the face. The 1-0 pitch. This one almost the same spot, a little bit higher, and the umpire likes this one. 1-1 count. Garcia looks in, gives a peer towards second base, and the delivery. He gets wood on a bat, or gets wood on a ball, but this one is fouled off back behind him. An exciting day of baseball behind us, and an exciting one coming up. Coming up next with scheduled starting time at 3:30 will be the Fairbanks Gold Panthers, 2-0, already clinched Pool C, going up against the San Antonio Angels. That is scheduled for a 3:30 pitch, first pitch. So Garcia looks in, and here comes the 1-2 pitch. This one is fouled off, kind of goes off his leg and trickles out back towards the mound. So after Fairbanks and San Antonio, our feature game tonight features the local Kansas Cannons taking on the Colorado Cyclones. The winner of this game pretty much is able to solidify the second position coming out of Pool C. And here comes the 1-2 pitch. This one's hit towards right center field, and it goes over his head. 1 run scores, 2 runs score for the Diamond Dogs on a little blooper hit over the shortstop's head for Micah Grover. And Cheney now leads 9-1 in the top of the 4th inning. Like we were mentioning with that Kansas Cannons Colorado Cyclones game, the winner of that game will receive the second position out of Pool C, which will give them a matchup against the third place team out of Pool A, which will be decided tonight between the Seattle Studs and San Diego Waves. Here comes the pitch. This one's low for strike 1. Just barely graced the bottom of the strike zone there. Garcia trying to get the Express out of this inning without allowing any more runs. Glances towards second base. The 0-1 count. This one is driven high into the air. Underneath it will be Diaz. And the center fielder and the right fielder run into each other. I believe Van Kuren is the one who comes down with that. And that ends the inning. So after 3.5 innings, Cheney leads 9-1. You're listening to the NBC World Series live stream presented by Park City, Kansas. Visit Park City's website at parkcityks.com to see everything Park City has to offer.
What do you see? I'll tell you what I don't see. I don't see a dropout. I don't see laid off. I don't see hopeless. I see our future, bright and prosperous. What do you see?
So an exciting day of baseball still ahead of us. We mentioned the Fairbanks Gold Panthers and San Antonio Angels facing off at 3:30. This game doesn't have a lot of implications, mostly just how they finish how they finish with run differential in the pool. Fairbanks has clinched the top spot out of Pool C. San Antonio has been eliminated from Pool C. They will not be advancing to the knockout stages. Like we said in that 7 p.m. game, the Cannons and Cyclones fighting for the second place team out of Pool C. The winner of that game will face the loser of our 9:30 game tonight between the Seattle Studs and the San Diego Waves. We've seen a nice representation of Seattle Studs fans like we do most years here in Wichita. But a 9:30 game gives them a perfect opportunity to bring some life into X Stadium late into the evening hours. So Cheney is going to bring a new pitcher on in between innings. Checking in for him now is the right-hander from Warfel, Texas, Braden Kennard. Kennard stands 6'3" and 210 pounds from Odessa College. He just completed his sophomore year there. So digging in for the Texas Express, number 27, Christian Sanchez. First pitch is in there for a strike. Sanchez is 0-1 on the day. The second delivery on that right side, just a bit outside, and it'll be a 1-1 count now for Kennard. Kennard peers down in there. The windup and the pitch. Right down the middle, 1-2 count. The 1-2 pitch, this one way outside, results in a 2-2 count now. The 2-2 pitch over the heart of the plate, but just a bit low. A full count now for Kennard and Christian Sanchez. Sanchez digs in. The 3-2 pitch. Swung on, fouled away, and he's going to live to see another pitch. And here's the pitch. This one's outside, a walk issued to Sanchez. So now batting for the Express, Keanu Van Kuren. Van Kuren's also 0 for 1 on the day thus far. Pitch is low, ball 1. This is the first time that Braden Kennard has appeared in these 2019 NBC World Series. That pitch is in there for a strike, now a 1-1 count. This one swung on, hit towards Dodge at third. He goes to second, and they're able to get the first out, but that's the only one they're going to get. So Van Kuren will reach on a fielder's choice. Now stepping in for the Express is number 18, the third baseman, Jacob Gonzalez. The Express badly need a run or two, as Cheney does not. Cheney only needs 2 in the top of the 5th to potentially force the run rule. First pitch is outside, ball 1. Kennard looks in, gives a peer towards first base, and the pitch. Runner goes. This one's fouled out towards the right field wall. Give it maybe 20 more feet and center it by another 10 feet, and this one was definitely going to be gone, but couldn't straighten it out quite enough. So the foul ball is strike 1, a 1-1 count now. So Gonzalez steps in. Gonzalez is 0 for 1 on the day, but does have the sole run scored for the Express. That pitch was low for ball 2. A 2-1 count now. Van Kuren stands on first base. He's got some speed. He's going to go. A hit and run. This one is in the gap in right center field, and this is going to score 1 for sure for the Express. Gonzalez is rounding second, and he's going to be into third base with a stand-up triple. Gonzalez now 1 for 2 on the day with an RBI and a run scored. A perfectly executed hit and run, but they did not need the hit and run. Van Kuren could have almost walked from first base. A beautifully hit ball to right center field, rolled up to the wall and just stopped there, making both the center fielder Rayburn and the right fielder Castillo run all the way out there to get it. So with 1 out, Tyler Erickson's going to dig in with a runner on third, an RBI just 90 feet away. He swings on this one, but fouls it off. Strike one. So he steps in again. Kennard looking to get the Diamond Dogs out of the inning. The 0-1 pitch. This one's in for strike two. Kennard could record his first strikeout here. The 0-2 pitch. Swung on, hits a dodge at third base. He goes home, and they've got Gonzalez in a pickle. Thrown back to third. Now towards home plate, and they tag him out. In the process, though, Erickson is able to get to second base. So now 2 outs for the Express. A chance for a run there, denied because of a nice play by the third baseman Dodge. So Kennard looks in, and the pitch. This one looks just a bit outside, but they're going to call it a strike. Erickson stands on second base, reaching on the fielder's choice and then advancing on the fielder's choice. The 0-1 pitch is down and outside. 1-1 count. Here comes the pitch. Over the heart of the plate, but it is low. Ball 2. A 2-1 count, 2 outs. Diamond Dogs lead by 7. Here's the pitch. This one looks good, and it is good. Strike 2. So now the deuces are wild. A 2-2 count with 2 outs. And here's the pitch. This one swung on, hit towards left field. Kennard gets under it and records the 3rd out of the inning. So after 4 full innings, the Cheney Diamond Dogs lead 9-2 over the Texas Express. You're listening to the NBC World Series live stream presented by Park City, Kansas. Visit Park City's website at parkcityks.com. And welcome back to X Stadium at the 85th NBC World Series, powered by Westar Energy. We've got a Pool A matchup here between the Cheney Diamond Dogs and the Texas Express. Cheney enters the game with a 2-0 record, with wins over Seattle as well as San Diego. So Garcia remains in to pitch for the Express. And the delivery. This one fouled off. At the plate for Cheney is Wade Rayburn, who's playing center field today. The 0-1 pitch is swung on towards the first base side, but goes just foul. 0-2 count now. The pitch outside. So a 1-2 count now. The windup and the pitch. This one looks like it was going kind of outside, but it's swung on and fouled off by Rayburn. So here goes the windup. Another pitch. This one fouled off, straight back. And it's still a 1-2 count. So far on the day, Rayburn is 2 for 3 with a run scored. This pitch is just outside. The count now 2-2. Garcia winds up, and the pitch. Ooh, this one is fouled off, kind of off his leg there in the batter's box. He pats the nice blocker he's got there on that ankle that protects against balls just like that one. So he gives it a nice thank you pat and steps back in. Garcia winds up the 2-2 pitch. This one, nice wood put on it, but it's straight at the center fielder Diaz for out number 1. So Cheney Dodge steps in now. Dodge is 0 for 3 on the day, but he does have 2 runs scored. Able to reach a couple times on fielder's choice. He also has a strikeout. Here comes the pitch, and he fouls this one off. The count now 0-1. If Cheney would like to end the game in this inning, they do need 3 runs, and then they need 3 outs in the bottom, as our run rule is 10-run lead after 5 innings. The pitch, this one fouled back, hits the press box. So Dodge now has to dig in with an 0-2 count. Standing on deck for Cheney, Kyler Castillo, who's having a great game thus far. Garcia on the mound, the windup, and the 0-2 pitch. Swinging right through it is Dodge. They'll toss down to first after the drop third strike for out number 2. A strikeout for Garcia. So now stepping in, Kyler Castillo. Castillo's 3 for 3 on the day. He's batted 3 runs in while scoring 3 of his own. He has helped or accounted for 2/3 of Cheney's runs thus far today. And the pitch. gets some wood on it, but fouls it off towards the first base dugout. Garcia will dig back in up there. The only bullpen with any action is Cheney's. Here comes the pitch, and that one is fouled off his ankle. We can't quite see his number, but warming up in the Cheney bullpen is a lefty. The 0-2 pitch in there and high. 1-2. Couple righties coming up for Texas. Might be the idea behind putting a lefty in here by Cheney. Another foul ball sent over towards that first base grandstand. It has seen its fair share these past 10 days. Garcia winds up the 1-2 pitch. This one is hit hard down the third baseline, and it is just foul. A really nicely hit ball there. Would have just added to a terrific day so far for Castillo. But he'll step back in. Garcia will wind up with the 1-2 pitch. This one swung on. A little blooper towards right field. And what a play by Van Kuren, the right fielder of the Express. Diving in and making the catch for the third out. After 4.5 innings, Cheney leads 9-2. You're listening to the NBC World Series live stream presented by Park City, Kansas. Visit Park City's website at parkcityks.com for more information.
Learn from the sea, come to you. I heard the laughing. Learn from the sea, come to you. I'm someone like you. Na 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 na. I'm going to Wichita. I'm going to Wichita. I'm going to Wichita. And I'm going to Wichita.
Learn more at visitwichita.com.
And we welcome you back inside X Stadium, the host site of the 85th NBC World Series, powered by Westar Energy. The new pitcher for the Cheney Diamond Dogs is number 19, Braxton Webb. And now digging in for the Express is the second baseman, number 24, Jacob Rodriguez. The first pitch is high for ball one. This one just outside for ball two. Rodriguez will step back in. Webb gives the look in. The windup and the pitch. A nice pitch across the strike zone. Gets in there for strike one. So Webb prepares himself and throws and hits Jacob Rodriguez. A walk allowed. Gets him on the left leg. Not quite the way Cheney wanted to start the inning. Not so much in these NBC World Series, but a ton in the summer league for Cheney, the Sunflower Collegiate League. We've seen that leadoff base runners with walks have quite often come back to hurt teams. And Webb's first pitch is high for ball one. And just like that, there's ball two. Cheney's got another pitcher starting to get loose out in the right field bullpen. This game doesn't mean a ton for either of these teams, as both teams have already had their fate kind of decided. This will just determine final stats in the pool play. So it looks like Cheney's just trying to get through some pitchers so that they have some experience and are ready to go. Strike one there for Webb. The next time the Cheney Diamond Dogs will play will be on Thursday. They won't know their opponent until Wednesday night after the play-in game has been completed. A swinging strike two. And Webb has Diaz where he wants him. He steps off the mound and walks Rodriguez back to first base with his eyes. Looks in towards home. And the pitch. This one way inside. Ball three. So he steps back up on the bump. The full count. Webb hoping for a ground ball for a double play here. The full count pitch. This one's fouled off. He looks in, gives a couple glances towards first base, and the pitch. This one is outside for ball four, and quickly the Express have first and second base occupied. And now we see the action in the Cheney bullpen start to become a little more rapid. Now stepping in for the Express, the shortstop, number 23, Josh Rodriguez. And the pitch. A nice bunt towards the pitcher. He looks to second and decides to go to first to get the sure thing. A nicely executed sacrifice bunt for Josh Rodriguez. And with one out, the Express have runners at second and third. And like it has with every batter that's come up, the bullpen activity for Cheney has become a little bit more rapid after each batter steps to the plate. Here comes the pitch. This one's high, ball one. He looks in. The 1-0 pitch. This one's in the strike zone. 1-1. If you're debating whether you want to join us later tonight, we'd love to have you out. We've got a couple good games on the docket. The 7 p.m. game is between the local Kansas Cannons and the Colorado Cyclones. This ball is fouled backwards and out of play. Should be an exciting night at the ballpark following the Cannons and Cyclones. The Seattle Studs and the San Diego Waves go at it for the second place finish in Pool A. Now this ball fouled backwards. The 1-2 pitch, and he swings right through this one. That's out number 2. Webb able to get a very important strikeout. 2 outs, runners on second and third for the Express. Here goes the first pitch. This one's high for ball 1. Now batting for the Express is number 27, Christian Sanchez, the first baseman. This one's in for a strike. A 1-1 count. A high ball towards the right side, and getting under it's going to be Castillo, and that's 3 outs. So after 5 full innings, Cheney still leads this one 9-2 over the Texas Express. You're listening to the NBC World Series live stream presented by Park City, Kansas. Visit Park City's website at parkcityks.com to see all Park City has to offer. And we welcome you back to X Stadium. We are in the top of the 6th inning. Returning to the mound for the Texas Express is Julian Garcia. Julian Garcia pitched 1 1/3 inning thus far. He's only allowed 1 hit, and he's got 1 strikeout in his 5 batters he's faced. We will have a pinch hitter for the Cheney Diamond Dogs. Matt Surich. Surich is going to come into Tristan Kennard's spot, so he'll take over in left field once we return to the field. Here comes the first offering. This one pulled back into the strike zone by the catcher for strike 1. The 0-1 pitch. Right down the middle. Swung right through. Strike 2. And Matt Surich now on the chopping block with an 0-2 count. The next offering swung right through, strike 3. And Garcia's got another strikeout. So now stepping in for the Cheney Diamond Dogs, number 30, Andrew Miller. Miller is playing first base this afternoon. Currently, Miller is 0 for 1 with 2 runs scored and 2 walks. Here comes the first offering. This one's up and away for ball 1. The 1-0 pitch is outside. 2-0. Andrew Miller from Frisco, Texas, attending the University of Texas Arlington. This offering is inside, but over the plate for strike 1. This one batted right back to the pitcher, and he makes an easy throw over to first for the first out of the inning. Garcia makes it look easy. So now pinch hitting for the Cheney Diamond Dogs is number 3, Ramon Vingachia. Vingachia plays at Cloud County Junior College up in Concordia, Kansas. He is from San Antonio, Texas. So Vingachia steps in. Garcia hoping to record the third out in what has been a pretty nice relief opportunity for him. Here comes the first delivery. This one's fouled back into the seats. The 0-1 delivery. Outside, ball 1. This Cheney squad is a hard team to stay composed against. They find ways to string a couple of walks together or string a couple hits together to really make you pay for the little mistakes. The 1-1 delivery is fouled off to that first base grandstands. This one sent towards the left side and gets through. Vingachia is on. A nice 2-out base hit for Vingachia. Now batting for Cheney, the catcher, number 10, Grayson Pinkett. And here comes the first pitch. Across the heart of the plate, but just a little bit low. Ball 1. This one's sent in play to the right fielder. Van Kuren will get under it, and that'll be the third out of the inning. After 5.5 innings, Cheney's still holding on to a 9-2 lead over the Texas Express here in Pool A play. You're listening to the NBC World Series live stream presented by Park City, Kansas. Visit their website at parkcityks.com.
Neck pain, back pain, all kinds of sprains. If your knee replacement aches when it starts to rain, at Advanced Physical Therapy, we treat that. At Advanced Physical Therapy, we treat that. Concussions, arthritis, carpal tunnel, tooth, fibromyalgia, Parkinson's, we've got the treatment for you. At Advanced Physical Therapy, we treat that. At Advanced Physical Therapy, we treat that. One-on-one sessions with a personal touch. Ask our thousands of patients why they love us so much. At Advanced Physical Therapy, we treat that. At Advanced Physical Therapy, we treat that.
And we welcome you back to X Stadium, home of the 85th NBC World Series, powered by Westar Energy. The Cheney Diamond Dogs, currently all over the Texas Express, with a 9-2 lead. A lot of that coming from walks both earned by the Cheney Diamond Dogs as well as given by the Texas Express. Now pitching for Cheney, the right-hander from O'Keefe, Florida, number 18, Matt Osett. So digging in now for the Texas Express is number 2, Keanu Van Kuren. The first pitch to him is inside, but over the heart of the plate for an 0-1 count now. This one's hit hard towards the second baseman, but goes through, and Castillo's going to have to make the play in right field. A nice attempt by the second baseman, Pearson, but just not quite enough. So now batting for the Texas Express, the third baseman, number 18, Jacob Gonzalez. He digs in, and he awaits the first pitch. Runner goes, and Pinkett wasn't able to get a good exchange from his glove to his hand, and they'll concede the stolen base. Van Kuren, like we said, has a lot of speed and makes teams pay when they give him just a little bit of space. The 1-0 pitch, this one's high, 2-0 count. The pitch, and this one is driven high and far to center field. This one's going to go off the top of the wall, and Gonzalez is going to dig for 3. He's going to have 3. That's back-to-back nice plate appearances for the Express. First getting a walk and now a triple brings in another run for the Express. And that's Gonzalez's second triple now of the game. Back-to-back at-bats, he's had that. Tyler Erickson, the catcher, now steps in for the Express. And strike one already put on the board for him. The next delivery just outside. Ball 1. So Erickson steps in now, awaiting a 1-1 pitch. And now the delivery. This one is up and inside for ball 2. Jacob Gonzalez stands at third base just 90 feet away from another good insurance run to at least make Cheney play a little bit more than just 5 or 7 innings with a run rule. This one's put in play towards the second baseman. Pearson's got it, tosses it over to Miller for the first out of the inning. But it's a productive at-bat as it brings Gonzalez home. That's the second run scored now for the Express in this inning. Cheney's lead now cut to 9-4. Julian Rojas, the designated hitter for Texas, now steps in. He's 1 for 2 with an RBI thus far, but the first pitch is a strike. Here's the next pitch. This one's high and inside, ball 1. So because of the fielder's choice on that last play, the bases are now empty. Osett able to take his time pitching now. This pitch is outside for ball number 2. A nice pitch, but just a little bit low. Ball 3. pitch is sent in, but time was called by the batter shortly before. And like usual, the Cheney bullpen has action going on out there. This pitch is outside for ball 4, and Rojas will take first base. That's Caden Cassidy warming up in the Cheney bullpen currently. Now standing in for the Express is the second baseman, number 24, Jacob Rodriguez. Rojas at first base, not going to steal. This ball is sent foul out of the stadium. So the 0-1 pitch sent in. This one sent right up the middle. Pearson will make a play, able to touch second, send it to first, but not quite enough time. The bobble there at second proves worthy. And Matt Osett and the Cheney Diamond Dogs are going to be forced to face another batter. A nice hustle play by Jacob Rodriguez as well. Was able to hustle out to first, saw the kind of drop there at second, put on the afterburners, and got the job done. Now stepping in for the Express, the center fielder number 3, Ryan Diaz. The pitch. This one looks good. It is good. Strike 1. Osett looks in and fires. This one swung on, fouled back. The 0-2 pitch. This one's high and outside, high and inside for ball 1. They're going to concede the stolen base. Was not quite in the right place for him to exchange it to his throwing hand and fire down to second. The 1-2 count. This one also high and inside. Ball 2. The 2-2 pitch in there, strike 3, inning over. After 6 full innings, the Texas Express able to get a couple back. 9-4, the Cheney Diamond Dogs lead. You're listening to the NBC World Series live stream presented by Park City, Kansas. Visit Park City's website at parkcityks.com to see all they have to offer.
The Kansas Humane Society is a community resource for pets and people, dedicated to enhancing the welfare of all companion animals. We offer an array of services that promote the human and animal bond, including pet adoption, dog training, behavior consultation, pet supplies, outreach, spay and neuter, end-of-life services, field trips, and community outreach.
And we welcome you back to X Stadium. Going into the top of the 7th inning, the Cheney Diamond Dogs still leading this one over the Texas Express 9-4. Like we mentioned a couple times in the broadcast thus far, both of these teams' pool play fate has been decided. The Cheney Diamond Dogs have won the Pool A thus far, and Texas Express have been eliminated. They will not be advancing to the bracket stage. But this game means a lot for looking forward for both of these two teams. Express trying to end the season on a positive note. The Cheney Diamond Dogs trying to kind of get things situated and ready to go for bracket play, as they will, since they won Pool A, be playing on Thursday because they receive an automatic first round bye. We are a bit delayed here coming back from this inning. There were some extracurriculars happening in the Texas Express bullpen area, or dugout area, so we take a couple of moments to get things situated. Because of these, we will have some position changes, and we'll let you know those as soon as we know them. What I do know is we've had a player run out of the bullpen and take over second base. So you kind of make a big deal about position players pitching. Well, now we've got a pitcher stepping in as a positional player. We'll remind you of our schedule for the rest of the day, once again. Once our game is concluded, we'll take about a 25-minute break to get things ready for Game 2. It's a scheduled 3:30 game, but we will likely not be starting that one on time. It'll be a little closer to probably 4 o'clock. The Fairbanks Alaska Gold Panthers, the winners of Pool C, will be taking on the San Antonio Angels, who received a call-up from Week 1 after complications with one of the championship week teams. San Antonio was brought up from the first week. They are 0-2 so far, and they're hoping to kind of right the ship and have a nice ending to pool play. So after a couple of ejections, we have a couple of roster changes now. Being sent out of the game, Josh Rodriguez and Jacob Rodriguez. And checking into their spots, checking into the 2 spot to play shortstop, will be number 19, Joseph Barfield. We've seen him a couple times thus far in the tournament, and he will get another appearance here in the last couple of innings in this one. As for our second one, the one I kind of mentioned, taking over second base for Jacob Rodriguez is a pitcher, Ryan Underwood from Louisville, Kentucky. Should be exciting to see a pitcher take over as a position player. Not something we get to see usually. So we're ready to play baseball again. Stepping in for the Cheney Diamond Dogs, number 6, Scott Hastings. This one stays foul for strike one. Also worth noting, staying in the game pitching for the Texas Express is Julian Garcia. Garcia's had a pretty nice outing thus far. 2 1/3 pitch, 2 hits allowed, 2 strikeouts against the 9 batters he's faced. No runs allowed, no walks given up. That pitch in for a ball, 1-1 count. And our exact specifications, Van Kuren has moved to third base. Jacob Gonzalez has moved to shortstop. And Barfield headed out to right field. So they just kind of tweaked that a little bit to play with the players they had to bring on. This pitch in for a ball, 2-1 count now. So Garcia looks in. The windup. The 2-1 pitch. This one swung on and fouled backwards. 2-2. Standing in the on-deck circle is Caden Pearson, who checked in at second base last inning for the Diamond Dogs. Here comes the pitch. This one is sent towards second base, and that's a 4-3 putout by the pitcher. Ryan Underwood, the pitcher, standing in at second base, records a 4-3 putout. And the pitch. This one's up high, but a strike, 0-1. This one kind of bounces in, a 1-1 count. And the Texas Express have a man warming up in their bullpen. A sidearm thrower. And we look over at the Cheney bullpen, and once again, they've got someone warming up out there. The 1-1 pitch, fouled off and caught. That's strike 2. The 1-2 pitch by Garcia. This one's hit towards second base and out to center field. A single for Pearson. Now batting for the Diamond Dogs, Wade Rayburn, the leadoff hitter. Rayburn's day looks all right. A 2-for-4 line with 1 run scored. No strikeouts, and you can't be unhappy about that. The first delivery on its way. High and outside, ball 1. In the top of the 7th inning, Cheney leads 9-4. The 1-0 pitch on its way. This one swung on, hit into the gap between the first and second baseman. That'll be back-to-back singles for the Diamond Dogs. Now batting for Cheney, the third baseman, number 8, Cheney Dodge. And it looks like the pitcher in the Express bullpen is ready to go. He stopped warming up and is now walking towards the bullpen, so he could be ready at any time, it appears. The first delivery now to Dodge. He swings on this one. Can't find anything. Strike one. Great day for baseball. We hope to see you out at X Stadium later today. We've got 3 more games lined up for you. Our next one will probably start around 4 o'clock. The 0-1 pitch. Lays off this one, and for good reason, ball 1. Dodge stands in. The 1-1 pitch. On its way. A hard swing. Can't find anything. Strike 2. On deck for Cheney, Kyler Castillo, who has been on fire today. The 1-2 delivery. Both runners go, but it hits the batter. So the bases will be loaded. Julian Garcia with batters all around him. 1 out. Hoping for something on the ground in the infield to potentially get 2. Now batting for Cheney, Kyler Castillo. He's 3 for 4 on the day with 3 RBIs and 3 runs scored. Garcia winds up. And the pitch. Sent towards Gonzalez. Goes over to Underwood at second, and he drops the ball. This one will not be recorded as an out. And Cheney gets 1 more. As Castillo reaches on a fielder's choice, I doubt that they will give him an RBI. That will likely be an error on the second baseman. The first pitch, way inside, ball 1. Matt Shurich struck out in his first plate appearance. That came just 2 innings ago after he was subbed on for Kennard to play left field. He stands in there with a 1-0 count. And the pitch. This one just scrapes the inside of the strike zone. Strike 1. The 1-1. The windup and the pitch. Swung right through it. A nice play by Erickson to keep it in front of him. 1-2 is the count. Bases loaded, 1 out. Julian Garcia trying to get out of the inning for the Express. They've only allowed 1 run thus far. Came off an error at second base. The 1-2 pitch. This one's sent down the first baseline and foul. Had it been fair, it likely would have cleared the bases. But we reset for another 1-2 pitch. Garcia takes the mound, looks down in for the sign. He gets it. Stares down third, stares down second. The 1-2 delivery. This one's fouled up and out of play. So we'll have another 1-2 pitch coming up. Shurich looking for something. 0 for 1 on the day thus far. The 1-2 delivery. This one's sent right back up at the pitcher. He's not able to make a play. And another run scores for Cheney. Likely an error on the pitcher. It is indeed an error on the pitcher. And with that, Cheney now takes an 11-4 lead. One more run, and they would be able to win the game in the bottom of the 7th. So stepping in to try to get that last run is the first baseman, number 30, Andrew Miller. The base is loaded, 1 out. Julian Garcia trying to get the Express out of the inning. And the first pitch to Miller. Swung on and fouled off to the right side. An impressive catch by a fan. Miller stands in. 0-1 count. A base hit to either gap would score 2 runs. And Garcia has to step off. Nobody warming up in the Express bullpen. Yet, once again, there is someone warming up in the Cheney bullpen. He looks like he's warm and ready to go and will likely be coming in as soon as this inning ends. Or half of the inning ends. Garcia sends one in. Another foul ball backwards. And Miller's going to have to face an 0-2 count. Miller is 0 for 2 on the day, but does have 2 runs scored after reaching base twice with walks. Garcia. And he throws the 0-2 pitch. This one swung on, sent up the middle gap. 1 run's going to score for sure. Cheney sends the second one. A play to the plate, and it's cut off near the pitcher's mound. So Cheney scores 2 more on a base hit by Andrew Miller. And just like that, Cheney leads by 9. All they'll need in the bottom of the 7th is 3 outs to end this ball game. But before we get there, 3 outs have to be recorded in the top of the 7th. So stepping into bat now for Cheney is number 3, Ramon Vingachia. Vingachia is 1 for 1 so far on the day. He checked in earlier in the game. The first delivery to Vingachia. He thinks about it, doesn't go, and it's strike 1. Runners on first and second. Once again, the Texas Express hoping for a ground ball in the infield to get that inning-ending double play. The pitch. This one's hit towards center field. It'll be caught by Diaz for the second out of the inning. Now stepping in to bat for the Diamond Dogs. Number 10, Grayson Pinkett, the catcher. The arm in the Cheney bullpen continues to warm. Likely will be checking in the bottom of the 7th to record those potential last 3 outs of the game. The pitch. Strike one. The 0-1 pitch. This one's fouled back towards the press box. So Garcia, right where he wants to be, an 0-2 count, 2 outs, 1 pitch away from potentially ending the inning. The opportunity comes a couple runs later than he originally hoped. And he steps up to the rubber. Looks down in. Runners on first and second for Cheney. Grayson Pinkett digs in, hoping for another base hit. The 0-2 delivery. Outside. Pinkett is 0 for 2 on the day, but he does have an RBI on a fielder's choice and has 2 walks recorded. Batter and pitcher both stand in, and we're going to have a penalty ball as the pitcher took too long. For those of you who are maybe new to the NBC World Series with this game, we have a 90-second clock in between innings and a 20-second pitch clock that begins once the pitcher has taken the mound with the ball in hand. If he has not thrown by that time, it's a penalty ball. If the batter has not in the box, it's a penalty strike. And the inning finally comes to a close as a fouled off strike 3 ends the inning. So, after 6.5 innings, Cheney leads 13-4. It's crunch time here for the Express. You're listening and watching the NBC World Series live stream presented by Park City, Kansas. Visit Park City's website at parkcitykansas.com.
Man, this is serious business. You gotta have an appetite for this kind of thing. You gotta have a hunger to succeed.
Side effects may include hilarity, laughter, smiles, childlike behavior, lots of good feelings, and making of a lifelong friend.
Mentoring. It's easier than you think and serious fun. Change the game.
Welcome back to X Stadium. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. The Cheney Diamond Dogs lead 13-4. All it'll take for Cheney to end this game is 3 outs, as our run rule is 8-run lead after 7 innings. The Express need 2 runs to further this game. Joseph Barfield digs in for his first plate appearance of the game. Ball 1. Gets the strike on this one. The 1-1 pitch. Just a bit high. Ball 2. This one also just a bit high, ball 3. The 2-1. High once again. Our scoreboard must have been off. It was 3-1 count there, so that walks him. So now stepping in to bat for the Express, O.J. Olerun to the Milliham. The pitch, up and away for ball 1. The next delivery swings right through this one. It's kind of fouled off. The count 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Sent in. This one just a bit high. Ball 2. Here's the pitch. Swing. So this one as well. A 2-2 count. The next offering is low and inside, ball 3. A full count now to OJ. Olerun Milliham, 0 for 3 on the day. Fouls this one to those first base grandstands. The 2-2 pitch. This one is sent high for out number 1. Christian Sanchez steps in now for the Express. This one is fouled towards the right side and out of play. We didn't mention Caden Cassidy checks into the game for Cheney, now pitching. Able to get strike 2 there. A swing and a miss. So 1 out, runner on first, an 0-2 count. Cassidy delivers the 0-2 pitch. Swings right through it, and that's strike 3. The Express now down to their last out. A base hit to the shortstop. Sent over to Pearson. That ends the inning, and that ends the game. The Cheney Diamond Dogs finish off pool play with a 3-0 record atop Pool A. As for the Texas Express, their time at the 85th NBC World Series comes to a close, going 0 for 3 in pool play. In a very difficult pool that these teams had to play in with the San Diego Waves and the Seattle Studs. Our next game will begin at 3:55 between the Fairbanks, Alaska Gold Panthers and the San Antonio, Texas Angels. You'll be able to find that on Facebook Live and on our YouTube page starting just a couple minutes before that. So we thank all of you for tuning in. Our final score one more time. The Cheney Diamond Dogs win this one 13-4 over the Texas Express. Thank you for joining us, and we hope to have you back at 3:55 for our next game.